I have a really fun video for you today. By the end of this video, you'll be able to audiate and accurately recall short melodic phrases. This is going to empower you to transcribe melodies by ear and strengthen your musical memory. Now, melody is an interesting thing. A lot of people that are taking my flawless course, they're like, the melodies are really hard to remember. They're intentionally that way. They're angular. I don't want you to simply be able to memorize a melody because that's something most people can do. We can sing happy birthday, we can sing folk songs we've heard. Melodies have a logic to them that allows us to remember them. But for audiation purposes, we want to go beyond that. We want to have something a little bit more difficult. We actually want to build our memory, not our rote memorization. And I believe that rote memorization and actual memory are two different abilities because one is relying on the structure, the patterns, the motivic figurations, things that allow you to remember the melody that make it unique. Rote memorization is useful, and it's not a skill that you definitely don't need. I mean, I'm not saying that, but pure memorization where we can remember single chunks of information one after another, that's what really matters. And that's what I want to focus on today. So, if you're a professional musician, you're aiming to elevate your craft and stay ahead, this is going to be another important lesson for you. All of these are really important because every week that I do these, we're going to zero in on the same challenge, building your audiation skills so that you can hear and understand music before you play or write it. That's really the goal here. Okay. So, I'm going to restate this problem. How can you paint if you have no idea what color is? If I see a green tree, I need to know how to mix my paints. I need to know how to create green, and I need to be able to recognize green when I see it. Musicians often they compose in this kind of blind way where they don't know what a major chord or a minor chord sounds like. They don't know what a 1 4 5 progression sounds like. They don't know what they're hearing. They don't know what it is. So they have to go to the piano and they have to kind of hunt and peck and find out what it is they're actually hearing. Kind of think it's like when you first learn to type, you are looking at the keys and you're maybe not using the best form, but as you get better, you can just type without even looking at the keys. Your fingers know where everything is. You need to learn your craft. And that's what we're doing today. Okay, so again, you're going to close your eyes, take a deep breath in and let it out. Take another breath in, let it out. These are meditative. It's how you develop audiation. You can audiate when you're awake and you're paying attention and your eyes are open, but it's more powerful with your eyes closed. We want to eliminate some senses, the visual ones. All right, so I'm going to play a short 4 note melody. Your task is to close your eyes and hear the melody in your mind. No singing or playing, just internal listening. But the way I want you to do this is treat each note as its own separate chunk. So don't hear 3 notes like bum, 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 and say, oh, that's a major chord. I'm going to hear that together as a major chord. I've chunked it. Okay. Or if I go bum, bum, don't say, okay, the first 2 notes were a perfect fit. You're relating them to each other. Don't do that. Instead, here it is bum, 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 3 different notes. Now, this is something that takes some practice to learn how to do, but when you can do it, this is what expands your memory. To stretch your memory and improve what you can hold in your mind, we want to chunk. And most people can chunk up to about 5 to 7 digits. That's why telephone numbers are usually about 7 digits. If you get to 12, you're on the higher level of things. If you can get to 16, there's a lot of research that I've been reading that says 16 is kind of like the upper limit for not chunking, for remembering individual bits of information. So let's do this. 4 notes, just hear each one as its own separate piece of information and don't relate it to the others. Play it back in your mind. Let's listen again. Play it back in your mind. Listen again. Play it back in your mind. Listen again. Don't remember it as a whole. Remember it as 4 individual pieces of information. Can you do that? If you can't, strive for it. It's like you create space in your mind for each note. You close your eyes and you see the first note and you hear it. And it doesn't matter if you're seeing it accurately on a staff system. That's more advanced. We deal with that in a composing hour, but right now we're just trying to, when I say see, I mean visualize that sound in its own space. It's like right here to the left. You can open your eyes and look. So right here, that's note 1. Note 2 is over here and up, but they're not related. It's note 1, note 2. Note 3 is over here. Note 4 is up here. They're in their own space. Maybe they have their own color to them, like a flash of light. Anything that allows you to remember them that is not relational to the other notes. Understand? So we hear that first note. Okay, we forget about the first note. What was the second note we heard? Forget about that second note. Where's the third note in your mind? Is it lower? Is it to the side? Is it up? Is it down? And the last note. Try it again. First note. Forget the first note. Hear the second note. Forget the second note. Hear the third note. Forget the third note. Hear the fourth note. Okay, I'm going to play it for you again. Don't audiate. Sit for a minute. Close your eyes. Listen again. Now play that pattern over and over again. If you're chunking right now, that's fine. I'm teaching you how to not chunk. Just play it over and over again. Keep going. One more time. Okay, now hear the first note. Don't think about the other notes. Okay, hear the second note. See it in a different location in your mind. Feel it coming from maybe the top of your head, just a different location. Third note. Final note. Okay, if you're able to do that, then you probably just did something you haven't done before in your life. And it's a really important skill, right? So we're going to continue to work on this. What I would like you to do for the next few days is see how far you can go with this technique. How many notes can you remember in a row? And what you can do is on your instrument, whatever, you can play something and record it for yourself. And maybe you play 5 notes. And then you play it back. And then you sit there and you see if you can play it back without chunking it. You just hear each note individually. And when you can get to 5, go to 6. If you can only do 2, start with 2. Then go to 7, then go to 8, and then go to 9, and see how far you can push yourself. And what you'll find, the more you do this, the more your perception changes. It's a really fascinating thing. When you really start to develop your ear, your perception changes. And I'm a big fan of not going crazy with ear training and audiation techniques. You don't need to spend 5-6 hours a day like you would practice your instrument. You just need to plant the seed. And when you plant the seed, it grows and it grows and it grows. But it can take years before it starts. It can take months. Some people it'll take weeks. Some people will happen right away. It really depends a lot on you. I designed the Composing Hour and Flawless Ear Training to take less than 3 years because my goal was to try and do it in a university system where you get 2 years of ear training. Well, I wanted to try and do 2 years for ear training and audiation. And then the third year for the composing hour course is really form and analysis, which would be an advanced course. So it's really designed to sync up with what you might be doing in college, is if you can believe that. So the course itself, if you were to do the complete composing hour, it would take you 3 years. So look, did you notice any progress today? If so, keep practicing. I mean, keep developing this skill. Melodic audiation is a cornerstone of musical fluency and creativity. It really is. So subscribe for weekly lessons and let's keep expanding your ear together. I'm having a lot of fun doing this. I hope you're enjoying these as well too. Let me know about your experiences. They help me create the next videos. They really do. And then you actually are kind of getting a tailored course for free, because if you tell me what you're having trouble with and what was easy, what was hard, your wins and your maybe losses for the week, then I take that information and I create better videos for you. So we're really doing this together. This isn't about me. This isn't my channel. This is about me helping you. I really mean that. I am here to help you, and I can only help you if you give me your input. So those that give me their input, they're going to get more out of this. So look forward to the next lessons, and I will see you next time.